We're joined by Rob Parker. Welcome,
threw up
Rob.
in my mouth. Good morning.
Well, maybe it's the coffee cake.
Rob's off his diet now.
Yeah, just
Rob,
a little bit.
You've covered the Lions for a long time. Do you have a problem with this?
Absolutely. You know what? This is when people say, "What? How could the Lions have won one playoff game since 1957?" This is not by accident. This is the stuff that they do. They keep rewarding mediocrity.
Right.
And Matthew Stafford, we got it. He got a big arm. He can throw the football. Not the issue. He has never won a big game. Just no playoff wins. He's 5-43 against teams over 500. Last year is a perfect example. Remember last year they got off to the big start, playoffs, going to win a division, get a home playoff game, right? Oh, no. They had to play at the Giants, at the Cowboys, and Green Bay at home to win the division. What happened? 0-3, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions in those 3 games. In the 2 games on the road, no touchdowns at all. Every time there's a big game, Matthew Stafford is a no-show. This is the issue I have with all those numbers you just mentioned about Dan Marino and all that. They're empty. They're hollow. You know what his nickname in Detroit is? Pad Stafford. Because he pads stats. It's always after the fact. It's never, give me his signature win. I'll wait. Don't you remember when he came back and won? Don't you remember when he won that big game?
Oh yeah, when he hurt his shoulder against Cleveland.
And I'll give you the other one.
Separated shoulder.
He came from what was his score at Dallas?
The
that year?
Cowboy.
It was 27-3 or something. Like he came back from 27-3 down.
Are you ready?
Dallas.
And the Cowboy, that playoff game, this is the one that everybody always tries to say. Well, the referees, and they took it away from him and whatever. He got the ball back in that game, Skip. You remember. 2+ minutes to go, with the ball, with 2 timeouts, 4 and out, game over. That was your situation for Matthew Stafford to stand up and say, yeah, I have arrived. I'm going to deliver that playoff win in Dallas against the Cowboys with the football. Couldn't make it happen. So my thing is, I get it. He was a first overall pick. The Lions have no other option. But it just seems so ridiculous that a guy who's done absolutely nothing when it comes to big games is the highest paid player in the NFL.
No, I don't have no problem with it. I don't have no problem. He just got that FU money. Stafford, you suck, FU. When you get this kind of money, Skip, woo! But you know who happy about this? My first cousin. You know first cousin's about to get paid, don't you?
Oh, Kirk.
Oh, your first cousin, Kirk.
I thought he was third cousin.
No,
Is
he
he your
first.
first
He
cousin
first
now?
cousin. He about to be first cousin. But you know who really, really happy? Who doing a split in his living room right now? Aaron Rodgers. Like, you just paid it. Green Bay. Beep, beep, beep. That's that Brinks truck backing up
Back it
Aaron
up.
Rodgers' house. Skip, this is what the going rate is for a quarter. This is why Jimmy Garoppolo is leaving. He said, you actually think I'm going to sit on the bench another year and make $3 million, $4 million, and I can get out here and I can get $20 million? Because that's going to be the going rate, Skip. That's the going rate. Skip, the only thing that the Detroit Lions did, instead of kicking the can down the road, they picked it up. Washington keep kicking it down the road, but guess what? It's just gaining steam. 92 million guaranteed. You could have had Kirk Cousins for about 60 if you'd have signed him 2 years ago. Now he about to get 85. Now, he ain't gonna take, because guess what? Matthew Stafford was on the contract for another year. Kirk Cousins gonna be totally free. Or you have to franchise him at 34 a year. Ooh, I ain't got no problem with Skip. I got no problem with it because guess what? If you're a quarterback and you're competent, halfway decent, you get to hold the team hostage. That is the only position that's ever been in the NFL that gets to every single year hold a team hostage.
But the only thing, Shannon, is the Lions haven't won a playoff game with them, and what's the difference?
I know.
What really is the difference if you were to swap out Matt Stafford with a he's a second-tier quarterback. You could go get somebody else and have the same results, which is you don't win a division with Aaron Rodgers in it. You go to the playoffs maybe every other year,
At the wild card,
and you never win a playoff game. What's the difference?
Yeah, he's somewhere between, I don't have him a top tier. I think he's somewhere between 9 and 12, give or take.
Which is pretty great.
Yeah.
I got to tell you. That doesn't grow on trees.
And guess what you
That
got to
guy,
do? And guess what you got to do for those guys, Skip? You got to pay them.
You have to pay him.
You got to pay them.
It's the going rate. It's the cost of doing business or even staying in business.
Yeah.
Silly me, I like Matt Stafford. I don't think he's great. I get you, but he's better than mediocre. He is better. He's better than Kirk Cousins.
5 and
He's better than
43.
Jimmy Garoppolo will ever be.
Skip,
I'll just
Kirk
go on
Cousins
record.
won a division.
5 and 43, Skip. He's never won a division. He was the
let's
first
look
overall
at,
pick.
okay, what has he done? He did lead Detroit, a team nobody thought was going to make the playoffs, to the playoffs 2 of the last 3 years. You didn't think that was a playoff team going into those years.
No, they
right?
got lucky early on. I'll give you that.
Okay, well, 2 of the last 3 years they made the playoffs.
But when it mattered, what happened? When it mattered against the teams I just told you, Cowboys, Giants, and Green Bay, those are the good teams, right?
Okay.
He can't beat those teams.
Let's look at the positives. He has started, Matt Stafford, every game since the beginning of the 2011
Is that a positive?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to stay healthy in this league, man. To start every game straight through. And he has completed for his career 62%. That's pretty good. Look at his touchdowns, 187 to total interceptions, 108. I got to tell you, that's pretty good. He's already up to number 39 career on the NFL career passing yards, and his passer rating is number 23 all time because he can fling it now. I don't care. And for a while, I was thinking, is he a product of Megatron? And last year we found out he's not a product of Megatron. They were just fine without Megatron.
But those
last
numbers
year.
you have are all hollow.
Okay,
because
remember,
they never come in the right
after
situation.
the hot start, what happened? They lost all their running backs. I can't even remember the kid's name. The poor kid who had to play against Dallas.
Oh,
late
Zach
in the year.
Zenner?
Yeah, Zach Zenner. There you go. He was like the 4th string running back. Am I right about that?
That's true.
And have you not crushed Detroit management for failing year after year after year to field a team that's even worthy of being in the NFL? He's had to rise above the lack of talent around him.
Because they probably have paid Matt Stafford too much money.
Okay, but what are you going to do?
handcuff?
How are you going to replace that? Because that's some pretty strong stuff that I just showed you. The stats suggest he's a top 15 quarterback.
yeah,
I get
you can't find that.
I get that, but you're a franchise also, Skip, that won a playoff game in 1950. Your last
Just jack the price up on cars.
1991 was their last playoff
Okay,
win
so
with Wayne
if
Fonz.
you're
They
running-
haven't
beat the
won-
Cowboys.
Right, they beat the Cowboys.
Okay, if you're running the Lions, then you would have let his contract lapse and let him become a free agent.
You
and walk
better
out.
not.
Is that what you're going to do?
Why can't you find an option where you could go and get somebody who you're not going to win anything with Matthew Stafford. You're not.
And plus,
because he's proven it time and time again. As long as Aaron Rodgers in that division, they can't even win a division. Skip
Okay,
last
but
year.
wait, you
they
tell
were
me
at
Aaron
home.
Rodgers is
No,
the greatest thrower of the football ever.
No,
So-
but they were at home last year with sitting there on the platter. All they got to do is win a home game, and they get a home playoff game, and they win the division. They beat Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it changes the course of the division. He can't do it.
But they had to do this deal, Skip. You know why? Because they let Ndamukong Suh walk out the door.
They did?
You can't keep letting your players. Megatron retired early.
Walked out the door.
He quit.
Ndamukong Suh walked out the
And
door,
once
and you
upon
got
a
no
time,
compensation.
what did Barry Sanders
Barry
do?
quit.
He just walked out the door and said, I can't take this anymore.
Yep.
Well, Matt Stafford just keeps taking it year after year.
I would take it too if they gave me all the money to stick around.
All right, but you have to pay him or he's going to leave, unless you're going to trade him.
You know how much money that is? What, 92 guaranteed? In Detroit, with the cost of living in Detroit, that's $180 million anywhere else in the United States.
Hey, the price of Ford is about to go up, Skip. You buy the Ford? I would like that Shelby Raptor. Skip, you ever seen that picture?
I would do that.
That Shelby, hey Ford, y'all want to give your boy one of them things? Let me drive for like.
Just give it to you.
Let me have money.
Let me drive us like a year or two and see if I want it.
A year or two.
Yeah.
We'll get you 90 days.
Rob,
Wait a minute.
It's a lot of money.
But you're a Dodge man. You can't be a Ford
I'm a
man.
Shelby truck man. Stop saying that. I want that Shelby Raptor.
You're just trying to get a free car. It is a lot of money, but he's going to get passed over. Derek Carr was the highest paid, and then he just got passed over. It's what the going rate is. You have to give the fans at least the impression that you're trying.
Think
right?
about it. But
I get it, and he's in a great situation. I'm just telling you, his numbers are hollow. I've watched this guy play his entire career, and I've never seen him win a big game, or even when he's in that situation, he never shows up.
But look at these basketball players. What has James Harden won? He's making $38 million, and we sneezing about.
I'd say the same thing.
We're sneezing about.
I'd say I'm
But you got to do it. You have to have
That's the
some
price.
star power out there.
I wouldn't pay.
Should there be a rematch between Conor and Floyd?